Let's talk about controlling the center, controlling the middle. It's really important that you control the center, and I heard this stories just a couple different ways recently, and it really resonated with me. I was talking to a friend out in New Jersey, and he's an avid racquetball player, and he was telling me how important it is to be able to control the center. If you can control the center of the court and you get the other player to run back and forth, you're going to be really successful because they're going to be going from one end to the other end, wearing themselves out. So being able to control the center gives you solidarity. It gives you a position, and it forces them to be running back and forth and expending extra energy that they in order to keep up with you. The same is true for chess. I'm not a chess expert by any means, but I was talking with a friend, and he was explaining to me that if you can control the center of the chessboard, if you can get your strong chess pieces to the center, then you can launch your attacks from the center of the board in any direction, and that gives you a lot of power, gives you a lot of control over the entire board. And as I started playing chess with that in mind, I started to see, especially when I play against the computer, I started to see the chess pieces bringing their power pieces to the middle, to the center. And I was losing position, and once they took control of that center, it was really hard for me to regain control. I felt like we were trying to battle back and forth for that center position, but they definitely had the upper hand on me. The same is true for wrestling. I remember in college, our coach was talking about inside control, and one day I came to practice, and I came up to him, and I went like this, as though I was folding my hands together in prayer. And I said, "Coach, try and get inside control on me." And the reality is it's impossible, right? Because you have to have your hands open for them to get inside. And the idea is that if you control the center, right, you're able to control their body. You're able to control their arms and move them forward, backwards, left to right. Gives you a lot of control. So controlling the center or the inside, right, gives you access to their body, to their limbs, to launch your attacks and to maintain control, to have a strong position. The same is true for jiu-jitsu, right? If you keep your elbows and your knees together in your guard, well, they haven't passed your guard, right? And nobody can pass your guard until you separate their elbows from their knees. If they can keep their knees to their shoulders, right, well, they have a really strong guard, and until you can separate their knees from their shoulders and get chest to chest, well, then you haven't passed their guard. So the same is true as on the feet in battling for inside control as it is on the ground. And you have a lot more control when you can control the center of their body. So it's true in chess, it's true in racquetball, we see it true in wrestling and in the stand-up game. We see it also true in jiu-jitsu on the ground. So there's something to be said about controlling the center, the middle, the inside of that person, and being able to launch your attacks from that person. There's a big difference in jiu-jitsu between having your arms in and the person being on top, and then having their arms out and the person being on top, controlling the inside of your body. Not inside, of course. But the inside, underneath the arms and inside the chest. So think about that in your strategy to learn technique. Think about how the body is moving to control the center or the inside of their body. Maybe it's in the inside of the legs. Maybe it's the inside of their arms and torso. Try and understand what's going on. What is attacking from the outside? What's attacking from the inside? A kind of a catchphrase you could think of is to control the heart, right? If you can get inside and control someone's heart, well, you've won them over. No pun intended. Anyways, let's have fun with it. Think about controlling the inside, right? That's how you can gain access. You can gain